So once you understand that conceptually, and then you begin practicing it, that's the whole reason. When you say, I felt like my life was saved, all that happened is you got distracted from things that were bothering you, and you allowed your natural vibration to rise, so you began feeling the wholeness of who you are. And of course, maybe there's influence from someone else that helps you to do that, but you just can't count on that. If you walked around with Esther all day, every day, she would disappoint you. She would disappoint you, because sometimes there are things that she focuses on that causes her to lose connection with her inner being. Doesn't happen in a setting like this. She makes sure of it. She meditates. She does her focus wheels. She anticipates you. Your desire and her desire caused Esther to meet us, and therefore we can use Esther's words in order to explain to you. But if you were to walk around with Esther, if you were to come up to Esther on a day that she's flying, and she has all of her bags, and she's already carrying more than she can carry, and you brought her a big bag of lovely gifts, she would hand it to someone who hopefully has room in their bag. And she might even say to the girls, please don't accept gifts from anyone, because my bags are full. I'm already at 49.5 pounds. If I put one more thing in this bag, it's going to be overweight, and I'm going to be at the baggage checker trying to figure out what to do. And so don't assume that you are being abused by others who have intentions of their own that your intentions don't jive with in any moment, and don't need them to join you in order for you to feel good. That's such an important thing. In more fun terms, we say to a lot of people, you're looking for love in all the wrong places. You're wanting love more than life itself, because it is life itself, but don't demand it from this person or this person or this person, because while they might be in alignment and they might therefore have something to give you, they might not be. And don't let their not being there be your reason for not allowing yourself to be there. And understand this. This is the most important thing that we want you to understand. When you feel true appreciation, and we know you did, and then you take a gift to someone in order to express your appreciation. Now, that action might not be supported by the true vibration that you think you're supporting it by. Esther commonly offers assistance to people. Sometimes she gives someone an inordinately large tip. She heard the man who delivered her breakfast yee-hawing down the hallway this morning. She could hear him. And then he came back and knocked on the door and said, that was very generous. He yelled through the door to Esther. In other words, he liked the breakfast tip that Esther gave him this morning. But what we're really wanting you to hear is sometimes people will say to Esther, oh, you didn't need to do that. And Esther always says, I don't do anything that I need to do. I don't do things out of need. I do things out of desire. So as you have that feeling of wanting to say thank you in that way, and you are tuned in, tapped in, turned on, because the thank you is flowing so strong from you, you've got that train moving so fast in that direction, it would not matter to you under those conditions how that gift were in any point in time received or not received. Esther sometimes will sit in the middle of a room where so many things are sent to her to read and to be answered and to be appreciated, and it is utterly overwhelming because she doesn't have enough time in Texas to even look through everything that's being offered. And so she will say, Abraham, what can I do about this? Because she would never want anyone to feel like you are feeling, that she is not appreciating your appreciation. And so we say to her, sit and acknowledge the piles of appreciation that are coming your way, and flow them right back in the direction of those who have offered them, and ask those people to be in vibrational accord enough that they receive the feeling of appreciation that you have for them. But if you are offering something not in pure appreciation, but wanting something back, more attention back, this person could have been tuned in, tapped in, turned on. You could have been in a needy place and therefore denied what you are wanting. Or you could have been tuned in, tapped in, turned on, and that person could have been in a less than connected place. But it's no reflection on you. It's a reflection on what's going on with the energies. In other words, don't take it personally.
What about in the case when it wasn't the recipient, it was somebody who interfered, It wasn't the person. They were smiling ear to ear, the recipient. It was a person who interfered and whisked the person away and was looking at me with the mouth wide open like, what just happened? And I'm saying, yeah, exactly.
So it's interesting that
So it wasn't
we're having
the
this
person.
conversation right now.
Just to clarify.
So we want to explain something to you, and this is going to be very helpful for
Thank you. Thank you.
You're going to hear this clearly.
Thank you
So
for everything you do.
Esther, when she comes to these gatherings, she appreciates you so much. And she knows that what she has to give you is this. She knows that she gets her valve open and she gets tuned to Abraham, and Abraham can know you, can sense you, can flow to you, can say to you what you are individually reaching for. If she's open, she knows that's going to happen. It never doesn't happen. She also knows that if she tries to walk through the lobby where you are, when there are 5 or 6 or 7 or 8 or 900 of you or 1,000 of you, that she's not going to be able to move through, and no one's going to really have a good experience. She's going to clog up the works, in other words. She's going to clog up the works. While she would like to shake every one of your hand, she would like to give every one of you a hug, it's not practical in a setting like this, and so it's not something that she does. So last night when they were setting up the meeting room, she asked the hotel manager who was assisting them, can you show me a route from my sleeping room, a path of least resistance route really, where I can get quickly from my sleeping room, because I need to go back and forth 2 or 3 times backstage. And so they showed her a route right through the kitchen. So this morning, now there's a different staff on, and so Esther is coming through the kitchen, and people are saying, whoa, 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 what are you doing in here? You don't belong in here. And Esther's saying, I know, but look, I'm wearing exactly the right shoes, and I know my way, and the manager last night gave me permission to do this. And they're saying, whoa, 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 you can't come through this kitchen. And Esther explained, and then they showed her a route out there where all of you were. And so the woman opened the door, and Esther said, if I go out there, it will cause a lot of trouble for a lot of people, because I won't be able to move quickly through that crowd. People want to shake my hand. They have a special story that they want to tell me. That is not the path of least resistance for me. And it is not because she does not adore you. It's because in this moment, given what she is doing, this is not the path of least resistance. And so as she explained it to one person and then another person and another person, finally they said, all right, then you may pass through the kitchen. So we hope you're hearing what we're saying. It isn't that someone is not adoring you or wanting to. It's that you are not the primary object of anyone's attention. We want you to not give over your power to any other one person. We want you to connect with your inner being. We want your inner being to guide you through the path of least resistance. Esther has not had an experience like this in a very long time. And we want her and you to know that the reason that she had it today was because of you. Because we wanted an active and real-time experience to explain to you that you are important, but that Esther's intentions are important too. And so you must not be so ready to accept abuse. You must not be so ready to assume that somebody is doing something to you, when the fact of it is everything is always working out for you. But never ask any one person or any one situation to be the crack of least resistance for your good to come, because there's an avalanche of well-being that is coming to you all the time. And you know what your pain is? Oh, we want so much for you to hear this that we're going to stay here till you do.
Thank you.
Your pain could not be so great if the love that you're reaching for were not shined on you so strong. The negative emotion that you feel that feels like abuse is because you're denying the love of source that is flowing to you in so many ways. So the mistake that most make is that they need this person or this person. They need this to be the path. You need to be my path of least resistance. When I look over here, I feel good. And when I look over here at you, I don't feel good. So you need to be more like that so that I can feel good. Well, that's not ever going to work for you, because they have their own things that are going on with them. You have to find your own path, you see. So we think it is such a lovely thing that you felt all tuned in, tapped in, turned on, and that you felt love and appreciation for this person. And that in that alignment, you were joyfully guided to gathering up things. It felt so good to you. But we don't want any manifestation then to go so sour that you feel terrible, because nothing was taken away from you. You still received the benefit. You still had that love. You still had the joy of alignment as you were gathering up the gifts.
So it doesn't ruin previous memories with the individual that was so kind to me?
No, because all of your power is right here and now.
Okay.
The only thing that can ever ruin a moment for you is for you to get crossways of how your inner being feels. Your inner being only knows the benefit and value of your relationship with that person. And when you use some flaky excuse to get disconnected from that, then it's not you separating yourself from that person who you are describing as formerly nice to you. You are denying yourself alignment with your inner being who is still in love with that person. Did you hear that? When you feel negative emotion, it's a difference of opinion between you and your inner being, not between you and a person who didn't have time to accept a gift and give you all of the attention that you thought you needed and deserved. Looking for love in all the wrong places is not going to get you anywhere. That's what a feeling of entitlement looks like, where you've decided that you deserve something from someone, when the fact of it is what you deserve is a constant flow of well-being from source, and what you're being offered is a constant flow of well-being from source. And you can use any excuse in the world that you want to pinch yourself off from that constant flow of well-being from source. But if we were standing in your physical shoes, we'd cut that out. We would not do that, you see. We would not make up things to be our excuse for not letting well-being to flow. And the most important thing that we want to say to you, we are so appreciating this conversation. The most important thing that we want to say to you, did you follow us when we were saying that your inner being exists in this vibrational reality, and that you exist in your physical reality, and that you have two potentially different vibrational points of attraction, which is what equals either your alignment, which feels good, or your resistance, which feels bad? You follow that law of attraction is responding to you, that is your inner being, and the law of attraction is responding to you, that is the physical human right now having whatever thought you're having. So as law of attraction is responding and you feel that discord, it always means, when you feel negative emotion, that your inner being is thinking about the very thing that you're thinking about in a different way. So if you follow that, and we can tell that you do, we want to tell you something very important about your inner being. Your inner being never looks back. Your inner being is only focused here in this now. And you know what your inner being is focused upon? The now of your vortex and all of the components that you've put there. Your inner being is focused upon your value and your love. Your value and your love. Your inner being knows your worthiness so powerfully that when you decide that somebody's not giving you the attention that you deserve, which somehow makes you make a statement of unworthiness about yourself to yourself, your inner being will never be in stronger disagreement with you than on that point.
Thank you.
So that leads us to this powerful statement. If your source, call it whatever you want, inner being, Abraham, whatever you want to call that source part of you, were not loving you so much, you could not feel the kind of pain that you've been feeling. So your pain is proportionate to the love that source feels for you. Did you hear that? Next time you feel discounted or not appreciated or not approved of, stop and say to yourself, if my source were not loving me so much, I could not feel this way. This is what pinching that love off feels like. If the love didn't exist and you were focused in opposition to something that doesn't exist, you'd feel nothing. That would be true indifference. If there were no strong, non-physical source of well-being advocating on your behalf, you could think any old thought in the world and you would have an indifferent emotion. But when source is adoring you as much as source is adoring you, and you are denying it for some silly reason, you're not going to feel good. Because you're denying source, not because someone didn't take time to fuss over a package that you gave them. You sort of have to give for the joy of giving and not get invested in how somebody receives what you've given. You know what? That's the perfect definition of the way source is. Source gives you attention for the joy of giving and pays no attention to whether you receive it or not. Because if source were unwise enough to pay attention to whether you're receiving it or not, then source would join you in empathy and there would be no guidance. You got that, didn't you? What a wonderful conversation.
Thank you.
Enough?
Thank you, Esther.
Really
Thank you.
good. Really good. Really good.